and my major is International Affairs and Business Management.
Alrighty, let's get started with this macro. So let's make our way over to the decoder ring. It's got our macro data in it. Let's go ahead and click on it like we're pulling it out to our desktop and let it go so that we don't interrupt the original data, and we can go ahead and enlarge this page. Let's make our way over to view. That's got the two buttons that we use for a macro, which include record macro and view macro. So let's get started. Our first assignment is to move this data from this box into this box, so we can go ahead and click record macro. Give it a cute name like move to new and a description that lets you know what this macro is doing. So moving data from one table. So basically we're moving data from one table to another, and that's exactly what I put in the description. And we just need a cute little shortcut. So let's use something like U. You can choose whatever shortcut you want. I just chose U arbitrarily, but let's get started. So go ahead and press OK. And the quickest way to move this data to this data straightforward is just to copy from C13 all the way down to H9. Or you can use a keyboard shortcut like Command C to completely copy it. So we've got this oscillating box that lets you know that it is being copied. And then move down to C13, Command V, and there you go. All the data is now in this new box, exactly how we want it. So we can double click over here, it stops the macro, and then go ahead and press stop recording. So now that our macro is finished, we want to make sure that it works each and every time. So we go back over here, press delete, and then we can figure out if our macro is working correctly in two different ways. We can press Command, our options, Command U. Oh, look, all the data came in. Now let's say we forgot that shortcut. We can try it a different way. So go ahead and delete once more. And then we can go to view macros. Look, that's the macro we just created. Move to new. It's got our description and everything. We can press run and it'll run it. Off to the next harder macro.
Harder macro, we are going to continue off of what we did last time. So Command C and then go ahead and paste that down here. And then we're going to record a macro. So we can call this harder macro. And it's basically going to pivot data, and we can give it the Command T. Okay. So what we want to do is we'll go over to the B, which is in cell D13, and we're going to go ahead and Control Insert and shift cells to the right. And why B stays so cool is because it's in between A and C. And basically what we're going to do with this A is we're going to Command copy it, Command paste it over, and then delete the entry that was there. Now we've got this F hanging off, and basically what we're going to do is Control X, Control B, and insert, and we're just going to follow this pathway all the way down. The cool thing about the macros is that they're basically going to do whatever you ask them to do. So for this one, we're going to kind of ask it to pivot this data and loop it down. But if you needed a macro for a different type of exercise, moving data in a different way, it can also handle that kind of activity as well. So as we're getting down to the last few Command X's and inserts, cells to the right, and this is our last one, which would be number 6. We are going to do our last insert, shift cells to the right. That moves our equal sign out. We're just going to Command X, hold up here, Command V, and our macro is done. We're going to stop recording. We're going to set up the original table once again. And let's see if this bad boy works. We're going to go ahead and run it one time. We get our equal sign exactly where we want it. Let's just make sure it keeps running. Run it twice. And let's run it one more time. Perfect. And as you can see, this macro is working perfectly, just like the last one. And this concludes today's events.